Hello, book lovers and lovers of Shirtless Dudes. I'm Ben Bauer, and this is Shirtless Dudes Book Club. Today, I have a new friend who is going to be joining me. He is an actor, production designer, photographer, and he chose a book that was really interesting to me because, I don't know if it's because of his photographic background or work in production design, but he chose a book that is, he chose a graphic novel, and so it's like all pictures, so it's going to be very interesting to talk about. But it tells like a really beautiful, simple story, and I really loved it. But you don't want to hear from me. Enough about me. Let's invite him out. Dustin Sohn. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, no worries.
Really enjoy it. Appreciate it, I have a confession to make,
Okay.
and that is the fact that Dustin is actually the first Shirtless Dudes Book Club guest that I did not know beforehand. This meeting that you are witnessing right now is the result of a thirst follow on Instagram, and a couple weeks later I thought to myself, yep, I know, I'm telling you now.
Okay, well, that's very flattering.
There you go. And then a couple weeks later, I was like, I need someone to be on the show. And, aside from being gorgeous, he's also a really talented photographer, really beautiful pictures. And I was like, this guy probably has something to say. Let's get on. So yeah, thank you so much.
It was nice to meet you.
It's very
For the
nice to
first
meet
time.
you right now.
Right now.
Awesome. So, shall we talk about the book? Oh,
Yeah.
the book, by the way, is The Arrival by Shaun Tan.
By Shaun Tan.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Which means shirts off first.
Okay.
Buy a shirt. Get out of here. Huzzah. Right? Just, it's all very good. Anyway, The Arrival by Shaun Tan. We both have copies to cover our bodies. So on Shirtless Dudes Book Club, I like to ask my guests 4 questions about the book.
Mm-hmm.
Or can you handle that? Are you ready?
I think so. I
Okay.
could probably handle.
More than 4 questions.
Sure, because there's so much to talk about. This has so many different layers.
Layers upon layers. Okay, well, we're going to stick with the 4 questions to start.
Okay.
And then we'll see where the discussion
Because this
takes us.
video could end up being like 2 hours.
Oh, geez. I don't think there's enough space on it, but we'll try. We'll
Okay.
see. We'll see what happens. First question is, what is the book, The Arrival by Shaun Tan, about?
The Arrival is about a man who is on the search for a safer life for his daughter and wife. And so he travels abroad and has to deal with adapting to a new land.
A new land, new language, new
Just total
customs.
Culture shock.
New everything.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a beautiful story because it's so universal. It's something that, on the grander scheme, yes, people have had to escape terrible situations, and so they move to new land. Genocide,
slavery,
all sorts of terrible things.
Yeah.
But on a more like relative to like what I know, like I've moved around a lot. And like had to learn new customs, make new friends, in some ways learn new languages. So I think that the ultimate story in here is very accessible. And I also think the fact that like the story is told just through pictures. Like when I say like through pictures, just pictures. So it makes it like, there is no need for language. It's a story that you can see.
Yeah.
And it's like the drawings are really beautiful too.
Yeah, I think the fact that there is no text is such a brilliant choice for the author, just so that it could become legible to everyone around the world.
Yeah, and it stops being this one man's story. It's everybody's story.
Oh, not only that, but this world that he is immersed in is this fantastical world that is not of this earth. So basically anyone who reads this story is also immersed in this foreign land and can feel the culture shock alongside the main character.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's like one of the
Really
most
great story.
conceptually creative novels ever
Oh, completely.
composed.
Yeah. It's really amazing. Fantastic. Question number 2.
Okay.
Why did you choose to bring this in for Shirtless Dudes Book Club?
It is one of my favorite books, and I thought it would be kind of a curveball for you. I assume because it is a book.
Yeah.
How many books have you talked about that didn't have text in it?
Factually, not one. Not one.
And I come from an art school background. I went to the Rhode Island School of Design, and it's located right next door to Brown University. I actually took a class on contemporary graphic novels at Brown, so that is actually where I read this book.
Oh, wow.
Not from my art school.
Oh wow,
But,
that's really interesting.
Yeah, my background's in illustration and film, so I thought this was totally up my alley, and like in terms of my own interests. But also, I am a second generation immigrant. Like, my parents came here from South Korea in the 80s.
Oh wow.
They actually met in Houston. So yeah, I felt like this was a pretty close to home.
A very relevant story.
Yeah.
For you.
Even though I personally can't relate on a, like, I've never immigrated to a new country.
For sure.
Emigrated.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's part of your past.
It's part
so
of my
I can
past.
understand
It's part of my upbringing.
the personal feelings towards it. Fantastic. Question number 3. Do you have a favorite? The question is usually, do you have a favorite like passage in the book? But there aren't any passages. Do you have a favorite moment or even like drawing in the book?
Favorite moment or.
It's a hard question.
It's really hard because these images are so.
They're so like
beautiful.
powerful. Yeah.
Let me. Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about this book is that there are so many like close-ups, extreme close-ups, and then it pans out to just show the space and the vastness of the world. And every photo or every drawing is hand drawn, and it looks like an antique photo almost.
They're beautiful.
But I think visually there was this moment that was so simple. Let me see if I can find it. And it kind of just shows the passage of time.
Oh yeah.
Via this really strange plant and its life cycle. And you kind of just see the seasons. I don't know, I just thought it was a really...
That's beautiful, yeah.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite moments of the book. But then there are also the moments where the character comes across other people in this world, and he, despite having a language barrier, they are able to communicate their own personal stories to him, why they immigrated.
Oh yeah.
And then he comes across someone who escaped from slavery, and he comes across a couple that escapes from war.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's but none of it is
like that one. That's really
none of it is just, it's not stated to you. I think that's the cool thing about this book, is that because there's no text, the information's not spoon-fed to you. You kind of just have to, based on the clues, like, read the story just through observation. So it's like accessing a different part of your brain when you're reading this.
Totally. To be able to like follow along the story just with the pictures, because like sometimes there's two pictures next to each other that are so subtly different, but like say two entirely different things. So that was really interesting. My favorite picture and like my favorite moment of the entire book, I'm not giving anything away. No.
It's more the journey.
This is my favorite part. I'm such a sucker for a story of people coming together and helping each other. I think, especially in like today's society nowadays, people are very focused on themselves and making sure that their needs are met over anyone else's. And I just think that this photo at the end of these two girls who come from different backgrounds, and one of them is like holding a map and she's lost, and the other one has grown acclimated to this new world, and like she's pointing her in the right direction. Like, I think it's so beautiful. I loved it.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a spoiler. I mean, it kind of is, but then...
It's all beautiful pictures. Go for it.
Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the girl that you pointed out is actually his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's just really cool to see the growth.
Yeah.
Having the main character learn how to adapt, and then kind of just time jumps to a point where his entire family is adjusted, and they are safe, and they find safety, and they find a home, and that was just the really nice.
It's a very simple story, but it's told so beautifully. And like, you know, you get to like make the jumps yourself because there are no words telling the story, and it's just really nice. It's really nice. Question number 4.
Okay.
You have 30 seconds to tell the people who are watching at home why they should check out The Arrival by Shaun Tan.
Oh God.
Oh God. And go.
This is a book that you've never like no other book you've ever read. It is just a treasure of a book because every image is hand drawn. It's this Shaun Tan's work of art. It's like a little art gallery.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even the story notwithstanding, like the drawings, the art in this book is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Like these intricate cityscapes are they're nuts. I love them so much.
Yeah, was that 30 seconds?
I mean, I think that was about 30 seconds.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Well, Dustin, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm really glad I told you that I thirst followed you. Like, that was, you know, whatever, no big deal. It happens. We've all done it.
I thirst follow people.
See? There you go. He didn't thirst follow me back, but...
I didn't know you were following me.
Fair. There you go. Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming in and talking about The Arrival by Shaun Tan. You should definitely check it out. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Tune in again soon. Bye.